Hi, good morning to all of you. So I welcome you once again for this ALS guidance series, and we are going to talk on a very interesting topic, that is how to choose the right coaching institute during the preparation. And I am really thankful to all of you because you are showing interest, you are coming on this Facebook live streaming, asking your question, and we are able to have a very vibrant, lively interaction and discussion. And I hope that the discussion which we are doing is helping you in resolving the doubt which you have about civil service preparation and formulating the right strategy with which you can prepare for this exam. So today in this series, we are all set to discuss how to choose the right coaching institute, which is a very difficult question for me to answer, yet I will try my best to give you a satisfying answer for this question. I would like to welcome Ankit, Asibi, Sarfaraj, Anu Sridhar, Hanigeet, Neeraj Singh Bharadwaj, Siva, Vijay Balla, Sumit, and all others right now present for this live session. Now, few things before I start taking your question. First, when you are thinking of joining a coaching institute, you should join coaching institute with this clarity that their role in the overall success is going to be 15%, 15%, and 85% success, if you are looking for yourself in this scheme of exam, depends on your hard work, your committed effort on ground, your strategy. That is something which should be very clear in your mind before joining any coaching institute. How to choose is what we will come to next. So what I am just trying to say, you should have this clarity that their role of an institute is not going to be more than 15%, and joining an institute is not the guarantee for success in this exam, but to what extent you are able to extract the best out of the coaching institute, to what extent you are able to stick to the plan which you created for preparation of civil service exam, to what extent you remain focused, committed during the preparation, disciplined during the preparation. All these will play bigger and greater role than the role of coaching institute. This is number one. But even though their role is 15%, but this 15% is very important. Okay, and this is why you should choose the institute after doing some profiling, some screening based on the available choice which you have. And what choice you have depends on in which city you are, in which mode you want to prepare. If you want to prepare through online support mode, if you are preparing, then you will have a different set of choice. If you are planning to come to Delhi for preparation, then you will have a very different set of choice. If you are preparing in city of yours, okay, then you will have a different choice. So it depends on, so you need to first decide that in which mode you want to prepare civil service exam. Depending upon the mode, you need to find out what choices you have, and then the option or choices which you have, you ultimately have to choose the one, and of course that should be best. So one criteria to choose the coaching institute definitely should be the past track record of the institute in terms of how many students are joining the institute, and those who are joining the institute, right, how many of them are able to clear prelims, how many of them are able to clear mains, how many of them are able to, qualify. And in this, you should not go by statistics. Many a times, what happens, statistics are highly misleading. Now, when UPSC will publish results, final results, next 1 month, Hindu newspaper and other newspapers which are generally referred by civil service aspirants will be flooded with claims of the institutes that these many successful candidates studied with, from them and they qualified. So that should not be the criteria to choose the institute. You should do some screening, you should do some navigation, exploration, finding out authentically that how many who are ultimately successful studied in that institute. Okay, so that is something which is very important. And while you are doing the profiling of the institute out of the available option which you have based on the city from where you want to prepare, you should try to see that those who joined the institute, even if they have not been successful, what they have to say about the experience which they got while studying at that institute. Try to interact, talk with the students who have studied in that particular institute, that what kind of experience, right, they got during the course. So one is, definitely results, satisfaction level of the students who have joined, and many a times, students will come and will ask that in your batch, how many students are there? See, smaller batches you will find normally in an institute which are getting less number of students. And always in big institutes, reputed institutes, you will find, right, a bigger size of batches. And bigger size of batches in an institute should not be seen as a disadvantage. Rather, it should be seen as an advantage. When you sit with 300 students, when you sit with 500 students, the competitive environment in the classroom will be of different nature. And competitive environment not only inside classroom, but even outside classroom will be of different nature. And that is very much needed, because ultimately you are going to compete with 10 lakh people. So during the preparation in the class, why you should be hesitant to compete with 300, 500 serious people? And if 300, 500 serious people are sitting, then the competitiveness in the classroom will be of very different level. The whole atmosphere inside the classroom will be highly surcharged, and that will force you to give the best sort of yours during the preparation. So batch size, a smaller or bigger, then always better it is bigger, because of the competitiveness. We feel, right, that in a bigger, right, batch, you will not be served properly by the institute. So definitely you should try to even see that what kind of support system institute has created for students to support the students during the class, in the classroom, and outside class after the classes are over. Do they have the option to interact with teacher? Are teachers and the faculty member accessible for students? Can they interact with them? Can they talk to them? Can they clear their doubts? Okay, so this is very, very important. Another important thing when you are thinking, the experience of teachers. Okay, so I would just like that you should always try to find out that who are the teachers who constitute the core team of the institute, who are conducting, right, many classes. Now in this, again, what is there? See, your approach in general studies should be different than your approach in optional. Many a times, no, students feel that every domain expert should teach that domain in GS. Now when the domain expert will teach, they will take too much time. They will have the natural tendency to display and exhibit their knowledge of the subject in the classroom, which is for general studies, and many a times such discussion is not required. So somebody who is teaching an optional and is the part of GS team, there will be some problem. But for GS, if you will find teachers are different, then it's always better, because see, general study, you need to have this awareness that what is the difference between a generalist and a specialist. So generalist is someone who knows less and less on more and more, and a specialist is someone who knows more and more on less and less. So for general studies, we need to approach completely in a different way than the approach which we should have towards the optional. This is, so who are the people who are teaching? That is very important. Okay. Then you should look into the study material which they have to provide. Whether the study material and the classroom discussion together creates a integrated scheme through which they are able to cover the entire syllabus in an exhaustive manner or not. This is something which is to be looked. That is very important consideration when you are thinking about joining an institute in the name of civil service preparation. The most important thing, right? What is happening that many students will join an institute based on offering. No, see, one thing which I would like to tell each one of you, that the need of civil service exam in the last couple of years have changed significantly. Earlier, success in civil service exam was dependent on your preparedness to deal with expected. Now, success is dependent on your preparedness to deal with unexpected. So, when you are joining an institute, you should look into this aspect as well, that is the institute helping you to prepare to meet with unexpected questions which you will find in the question paper, both in the prelims as well as the main exam. Meaning what? The institute should not only teach you, the institute should not only provide you material, but the institute should try to generate genuine interest in you about every topic. The institute should impart skills in you, and through the institute you are able to acquire the needed skills. Skills like, writing skills, analytical skills, brainstorming skills, right? Your ability and skill to think on a particular point, right? At a particular topic and generate some points, and then to package those points in the form of answer. Only if they provide you content through classroom lecture and through printed material, that is not going to help at all. So the institute should conduct thought-provoking classes. Because of the lecture of the teacher, you are compelled to think on that particular topic. Though the class is of 2.5 hours, yet the teacher is able to keep your thoughts fully engaged in the topic being discussed in the class. The teacher is able to keep you live and kicking in your thoughts during the class. Not only that, right? Not only that, the institute is giving you opportunity to track your own progress through tests and and some exercise, some activities. They are engaging you so that you think also. See, simple formula to crack civil service exam: read less, write more, think maximum. Majority of the institute these days, they just want their enrolled members to read and read. That will not help. The curriculum and the program should be so well designed by the institute that it helps you to read quality content, to write on your own, and you can think, you can brainstorm, you can generate points, you generate interest in the topic, like that you are able to do. So that should also be the criteria, right? That also should be the criteria. Another important thing, the institute must give you time for self-study. They should not keep you too much engaged. Okay? So that is very, very important that you get time and you go back home, you can revise what was discussed in the class, you can do some self-study. That is very much, right? That is very much needed. So track record, study material, the kind of, and whether they are able to cover the syllabus thoroughly and in a timely manner or not. In the name of thorough coverage, it cannot be an endless exercise. And in the name of, right, in the name of timely completion, if they leave, right, important areas within the syllabus, again it is of no use. So timely completion and exhaustive coverage of the syllabus. This is also one consideration which you must give while you are choosing the institute. Okay. So this is the opening remark from my side, and I would just like to take up the questions which have been asked. Okay, what are the questions which have been asked? So Raja is asking question, what about optional subject for 2021 main, because Karnataka PCS this year removed the optional subject. See, means we will have to wait for the notification of 2021, but as of now, right, as of now, the scheme of the there is no change in the scheme of the examination. You have to write the main exam, you have to write the main exam with one optional. And I would say that it's not a very wise, move that you keep on speculating about what can be done by the government in future, and that should not induce any change in your present strategy, right? Presently, you should assume that you are going to appear in 2021 with the existing scheme in which you have to prepare GS as well as optional. As and when such changes will be announced by the government or by the UPSC, you will bring changes in your strategy. Even then, if you have this fear, right now your focus should be on GS, right? In another, few months, we will have this clarity. Then only you can think about the optional, but there is no point unnecessarily keeping yourself stressed and worried that what possible changes can be there. You do the preparation, with this assumption that there will be no change, right? And then that is something which you should keep in mind. So this is there. Then another question which is there. Sanithya is asking, how many hours in a day should we study? Again, it's not the duration which matter, but the quality time which you are, diverting for civil service preparation. But if you have asked this question, my answer is 7 to 8 hours, with consistency for a year is more than sufficient to crack this exam. Okay. So 7 to 8 hours every day, consistently, almost for 1 year, we can say that it's adequate and it's quality time. It's not that you are just sitting at a study table for the sake of, studying for longer duration. But while you are sitting at a study table, you are sitting with very high degree of concentration and you are getting fully enrolled, engaged in the subject which you are studying or the activity which you are doing at that point of time. So this is an answer for the question which was asked. How to start NCERT preparation? Take up 6th to 12th class NCERT book, and this is Apurva, right? And you should read in a sequential manner, subject wise, not class wise. So history 6 to 12, geography 6 to 12, political science 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, like that. So subject sequential manner, and while you are reading NCERT, no need to make notes, but in the book itself, underline the key statement, key concept, write down on the top, bottom, left and right margin the key points in that page, and towards the end of the chapter, there will be questions to solve, exercise to do, you must do. Okay, and you should do it in the book itself, not in a separate notebook. And if you are finding the space inadequate, then you use note stick. And if the question is very descriptive in nature, then you should write the answer in synopsis mode. So this is the way you have to read NCERT book Apurva. Okay, so this is there. How much time to devote from first year of graduation for UPSC is another question from Apurva itself. So Apurva, in the first year of graduation, I would say that if you are able to take out 2 hours a day, okay, that would be more than sufficient. Okay, but in the third year, it should be 4-5 hours, and once you have completed your graduation, then maybe 7-8 hours for 3-4 months. That is the way you should plan. Okay, so this is what Apurva is saying. Ankit is saying, should we make notes related to all topics what we study? Should we make notes related to current affairs? See, notes making is not about, you taking a notebook and using different color pen and copying the statements which you are reading in the textbook or in any other material. It's not notes making. Notes making is, that while you are reading anything, read one paragraph, then close your eyes for 30 seconds and try to recapitulate what you have understood from that particular paragraph. What are the takeaways for you? And you should always use, plain sheet, right, to do some writing, jotting down key points, making some mind maps, making some, brain maps, making some, points, synopsis, so that retention is more and you remember those things for longer time, and you are able to generate interest, you are able to, get the grasps over the concept in that particular topic. That is what is very much required. So always when you are reading something, take the reading material, keep the reading material, and quality text is what you should choose, rather than burdening yourself too much with reading, too much text. So what you should do, you should keep the textbook on one side, and other side you should always have some plain sheet, some notebook, right, in which what will you do? Every paragraph which you read, immediately you should close your eyes and should recapitulate, reflect, that what you got from that paragraph. So your concentration will be high, your enrollment with the topic which you are reading at that moment will be of a very different level. If you are jotting down points in your own words, right, then what will happen? That your understanding, conceptual clarity will reach to a very different level. It will be easy for you to revise later. So that is the way you should make notes. Okay? Then Akhil is asking question, what is the best optional subject? Though we are going to have a separate discussion on how to choose the optional, but since Akhil has asked, my degree background is biotechnology, but I don't want to select science as optional rather than science which is. So since you are very firm that you are not going to choose any science subject, then you are left with geography, history, political science, public administration, sociology, anthropology. These are 5-6 subjects in which, from which you can choose your optional. And since you are from biotech background, so you should give due consideration to geography or political science or sociology, right, like that. And you should choose the subject based on your interest, in which subject you have more interest. You try to locate your interest. How will you be able to locate your interest? Read some book. First the way you are very firm that I am not going to choose any science subject. Now you need to just do some initial profiling, right, that okay, I can choose from among these 7-8 subjects. Now among the 8, based on my own interest, basically I can say that I can choose geography, I can choose political science, I can choose social. Now if you have brought it down to 3-4, now take up one standard book, and that can be 11th 12th class NCERT in all these subjects, and start reading the book. And while reading, you should observe the thoughts, okay? And if you are having a feel that yes, I must sit for 10 more minutes before I leave the study table, then you have interest. But while reading, if you are developing a feel, let me go out, move out to get back after half an hour, you don't have interest. Try to locate your interest in that subject before you choose the subject as your optional. Once you have located interest, then look into the syllabus, look into the previous year question, go by your gut feeling, what feeling you are getting from within, okay? Talk to teachers, talk to students who have taken the subject and have performed well. So about your optional, you should never jump to any conclusion. 90% students who prepare civil service exam, you know what problem they face? They have one tendency, jump to conclusions. Immediately they will jump that this can be good subject, this is not a good subject, this can be a good institute. They are impulsive in their decision making. No. You should do some homework. You should involve yourself in some exercise before you take a final decision. And once you have taken a decision, no review, no regrets. That subject is the subject with which you are going to become an IAS. So involve yourself in the exercise, right, and try to locate in which subject you are interested. And if I have to give intrusive counseling, try exploring geography, political science, sociology, anthropology. Out of the 3-4, you try to find out, since you are from science background. Okay. Vishwanath is asking question, what subject can we take in standard 11 and 12? See, I always feel that 11th and 12th, if you do with science, it's better, right? Because that may help you to develop the scientific temperament, which will help you later irrespective of the subject which you choose for your graduation. Okay. But if you don't have interest in science, then you should not burden yourself that anyhow I have to study science in my 11th and 12th. But ideally, preferably, if you are thinking in terms of writing civil service exam later, then I always feel that you should at least study science up till 12th standard, okay, because humanities you can pick and study at any point of time, but science if you are not studying till 12th, you may not develop the scientific temperament which is very much needed these days to crack, you know, any competitive exam. So that is there. Any trick to understand NCERT book is what Honey Geet is asking. No trick as such. See, the best part about NCERT book that they are written in a simple language yet powerful language, and the concepts are given in a very scientific and systematic way. So most of the concept you can understand if you read in a systematic manner. But you know, while you are reading 6th class NCERT, if you fail to understand some concept, no need to worry, because the same concept again you will find in 8th class NCERT in a different word with a different presentation. That is the place where you may understand. Even if you are not able to understand in 8th class, same thing again will find place in 10th class NCERT. Same thing again will find a place in 12th class NCERT. So many stages are there. At some or other stage, you will be able to understand. That is what is the beauty of NCERT. And let us suppose that there can be some topic or concept which you are not able to understand through NCERT, that you are going to understand while you attend classes at ALS or any other coaching institute for that matter. Okay. So you will get multiple opportunity to understand that particular concept. While you read NCERT, you will get multiple opportunity, and for any reason if you are not able to understand while reading NCERT, of course during advanced stage of preparation in class, inside the classroom, or while reading the material of some coaching institute, you will be able to understand. Saundarya is asking question, what source should we refer for sociology optional? I am not the right person, right, because sociology was not my optional and I am not teaching sociology. For that our sociology teacher can help you. But one thing definitely I can say, that you must subscribe some of the magazines, Yojana, Kurukshetra and Economic Survey, and you should read these magazines, and you should be sensitive towards social issues. The issues which are presented through newspapers, that is something which you should be sensitive. And I would suggest that you, if you are planning to take sociology as your optional, then you must watch Rajya Sabha TV, you must watch Lok Sabha TV, and while you are watching the TV, particularly Rajya Sabha Big Picture, if they are discussing on some social issues. For example, right now, last 15 days, all news channels are discussing issues of migrant laborers. Okay, so you should take very special interest in knowing what is the issue, where lies the solution. So you should show sensitivity towards social issues, poverty, okay, unemployment, gender discrimination, old age care, like that. Okay, so that is something. And what a specific book, that the teacher can only tell you. I am not the very right person to comment on that. Amruta is asking how to prepare for CSAT. See, civil service aptitude test is only qualifying in nature, and this is only needed for prelims. Now, since it is qualifying in nature, you have to get, 33% marks, 66 marks out of 200 in the CSAT paper. Now what you should do, see, in CSAT they are asking questions from general mental ability, logical and analytical reasoning, basic numeracy, data interpretation, and maybe decision making. Okay, so this is one segment. Second segment is reading comprehension. Okay, so broadly from two areas they are asking question. Now when it comes to general mental ability, logical and analytical reasoning, basic numeracy, data interpretation, etc., you just need to learn tricks. You need to decode tricks and you need to practice. Okay, you need to practice. If you do that, right, very easily you will qualify the CSAT paper. Now, how to learn the tricks? Some coaching institute or some book, and practice is the key when it comes to general mental ability. Okay, when it comes to logical and analytical reasoning. Even if you, right, even if you solve 2011 to 2019 prelim exam questions, that will give you adequate practice, but only after learning trips. This is what you should do, number one. Number two, I said that when it comes to reading comprehension, you must develop the skills to comprehend. So anything which you read, whether you are reading newspaper or whether you are reading any textbook, while reading, what you should do? You should read a paragraph, you should close your eyes and you should comprehend. So gradually it will help you sharpen your comprehending skill, which will help you solve comprehension question in CSAT paper. And then of course even in comprehension you have to learn some tricks. There is some scientific way of solving the questions which you will have to learn and you will have to practice. So this is how you need to prepare the CSAT paper. Libby is asking, is it possible to crack UPSC exam without going to any coaching center? It's very much possible, Libby. Okay, there are students who will make committed effort on ground. They know, right, that they will be able to collect the material and they will study on their own and they will crack the exam. Okay, so there are people who can crack UPSC even without going to institute. Ritika is asking question, when the classes will start. See, we are starting an online batch on 5th of July and we will be starting the class at Delhi Center, which will be beamed to VSAT centers across India. Maybe, we don't know, everything will depend on lockdown and when the situation is going to be normal because of this COVID-19. But as on date, my feeling is that we will be able to start the classes only by end of August or maybe in the first week of September, if we are permitted by government, because until and unless the government takes a decision about starting the educational institution, we cannot start. So that is something which is there. But of course, online classes we are going to start in first week of July, and we will give the option to those who will join us in the online that at any stage they can convert their admission to our face-to-face class at Delhi or any VSAT center across India, but of course after paying the difference fee. Okay, so Devendra said, Namaste sir, Namaste Devendra. Then another question is there any solve paper book for geography optional? Devendra, don't look for model answer for questions which were asked in. You write answer for the questions which were asked in geography optional once you have completed the preparation of geography. And prepare geography, climatology, oceanography, geomorphology, biogeography, then Indian geography, India physical, Indian agriculture, human geography, and like that. And then once you complete, you just find what all questions from a particular topic they have asked in the last 5-10 years, plan writing good answer for at least 5-7 question on that particular topic or theme. That is the way you should approach, rather than you looking for, right, some question bank in which they have, you know, given the model answer for previous year question. That will not be a very good idea, okay, as such. Anakha is asking question, how to read newspaper, understand the relevant point and make it useful for a UPSC. We are going to have a separate session on how to read the newspaper, but since you have asked, in brief I can say that every day you should read newspaper minimum 45 minutes, maximum 1 hour. Okay, so time wise this is there. Number 2, you should read either Hindu, the Indian Express or the Hindustan Times. Okay, but you should always read the national edition, the edition which is published from Delhi, irrespective of your geographical location, wherever you are preparing, but you should read the national edition. And while reading the newspaper, your focus should be on first page and central page. Every day you should read 1 or 2, maximum up to 2, article, editorial, event, story, whatever you may say. And when you read, you need to make notes. And once you read and make notes, then you record your notes in your smartphone in your own voice and listen to that recording twice, thrice the same day in non-academic time. And this is how you need to read newspaper. Now, the moment you will, the moment you will develop understanding about the syllabus, it will be easier for you to choose the article which you are going to read that day. Okay, so it will come with experience and it will come with understanding, but that should not become the reason not to read newspaper today. Gradually, slowly that experience will come, understanding will come, and you will start choosing the right article to read and make notes on that particular day. So this is there. Coming to, right, Unithan, which is the reliable source for current affairs? I said newspaper, Yojana, Kurukshetra, economic survey, some news hour discussion, big picture on Rajya Sabha TV, then Lok Sabha TV, PIB notification. These are the things which you should look for current affairs. These are the reliable and authentic sources. Does ALS keep weekly test, is what Harsha is asking. Yes, we conduct weekly test, we conduct daily test, we conduct module test, we conduct simulated test. Those who join ALS, right, during the course, they are sick and tired of writing test, but once they complete the course and when they go to exam hall, they have, right, they have all good words for us. While during the course they may curse that why we are conducting so many tests, but then they realize the importance of test once they go to write the exam for prelims or main. That is the time, right, when they will bless us. That is there. So we have all tests. Devasis, can you please repeat the magazines? Magazines, I said Yojana, Kurukshetra, World Affairs, Science Reporter, Competition Wizard. Okay, maybe 5. And no need to read the entire magazine. In everyday schedule, you should have 30 minutes for reading magazine. Choose 5-6 articles from Yojana which you are going to read. These are monthly magazines. They will, one issue is what within a month you will get. Okay, so you should, right, you should try to just choose 5-6 articles from Yojana, 5-6 articles from Kurukshetra, 3-4 articles from World Affairs, maybe 2-3 articles from Science Reporter, maybe 5-7-10 articles from Competition Wizard magazine, which you can read. And you should always map, before you read the article, you map that this article is related with polity, it means in paper 2 of GS main exam, I can expect questions. This is related with environment, it means in paper 3 of GS, I may expect questions. Okay. And when you complete polity module in your preparation, that is the time you should take out all the articles which you have read on that particular subject from Yojana, Kurukshetra, World Affairs, Science Reporter, right, towards the end, and you should read. Okay. So this is something which you then does ALS provide a study material for current affairs? Yes, we provide a study material for current affairs. Okay. We provide weekly current affairs class. We conduct current affairs tests at regular interval. We provide current affairs material, right, on daily basis during the batch through our portal. We also give Competition Wizard magazine to the participants of the course. We provide them a current affairs journal which is prepared by us, okay, in which you will find articles in a exam oriented format. So all these things are there. Okay, all these things are there. Then many questions are there. Okay, so after going through many online content available during the lockdown, one I got to know that content which carefully analyzed material. Okay, so thank you Dhwaj Sombansi for having faith. Now we are going to start our full-fledged online course. Okay, online course, and I hope that we will be able to withstand the expectation which you have, and I can only promise that we will deliver more than what you are expecting from us, because only thing, see, all mentors, teachers at ALS genuinely see one dream, and that is to see your dream come true. Okay, so that is there. So thank you, Dhwaj. Then I think that I have answered most of the question, because now I am getting questions which are similar in nature. Okay, so Harsha is asking, I am engineering 3rd year. After a year, I am willing to join ALS IS. As I have a year to move my engineering, which part of preparation should I start now? You start, with NCERT reading. You take a pledge that during the 3rd year of your engineering, you complete all 30 plus NCERT books from 6th to 12th standard, and during this period, every day 1 hour, you are able to read newspaper, develop the passion in you to read newspaper, make notes out of it. Okay, and every day you should write something to improve your writing skills. Okay, you should pen down your thoughts. That should be an integral part of your daily schedule, and then next year you join our online course. Okay, join our online course. So that is something which you should keep in mind. So with this, I will wind up the session, because now the questions are very much similar in nature, right? And we will continue with this series every Friday, where we will, and same time, that is 11 AM, where we take up different aspects of civil service preparation. So for today, goodbye, good luck from my side. Thank you very much.